morning, my lovely people. Good morning. Whoops. Knocking things over. Anyone here today? Anyone joining me? This is always a bit of a weird, awkward moment before people actually get on. Yay, it's Sue. Hello, Sue. Oh, look. Oh, they're all coming. Says go live with Sue Harrington. Invite to your live. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Judith. Good morning. Sue, Arlene, Judith. Who's number 4 that's on? I can't tell. How are you? How are you all? Oh, stood on a stone. Just realised I haven't got my my Mozzie stuff on today. Good morning, Judith. Good morning, Jane. Facebook saying, do you want to bring Jane onto the camera today? Morning, Keith. How you doing, mate? Those dolls look good. So, Keith just said good morning. He's my dad's brother-in-law, my uncle, right, married to my auntie, my dad's sister. And my auntie Joyce has been really busy making those little knitted dolls for the NHS. You know, those ones that look like people with the NHS masking on, and selling them off to raise money for NHS. So yay! So well done, Joyce. Brenda, hello, my darling. Hello, Ruth. Who's coming on? Who's coming on? Any more? Any more for any more? Are we all happy? We all good? We've all been out walking? No, Jane is loving her morning release. She's in heaven. Morning walk, yoga, swim. Hello, Sarah. Hello, my love. Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah. Lockdown's good when you live with a hairdresser, isn't it? It's okay. She just got all her colours delivered before we went into lockdown. Thank you. See, I get this feeling, I like to grow it long. I always go, oh, look like a boy, short hair. And then I like to grow it long. I used to have really long hair. And then it kind of makes my face go all like that. So, short hair is best. And because I'm rubbish at styling it, just keep it short and neat. Hi, Jan. You got your hair done the other day as well, Jan? First in the hairdressers, were you, when they opened? Morning. Okay, so, what time are we? We are just on 10, so we'll give it a minute. Kind of hurt my back. Just saying, just in case you hear me groan or move strangely today. Didn't feel like I did anything. If it happened last week, I could have blamed it on the gardening, but I haven't done any gardening for a few days. And I got this morning, it twinged a bit, and then as the morning's gone on, down this right side, it's really quite twingy, like spasmy. So if I do move strangely, or you kind of see me go, oh yeah, you live with a hairdresser too, Sarah. I know. She is one. So if you see me moving strange, or you know, I kind of like squeak, it's just my back, but it'll be all right. I think after this class and a bit of stretching, it will ease out. So a lot of people, when they injure themselves in some way, you know, because I know I haven't got, it's not spinal, it's not anything like that, it's just a muscle spasm. A lot of people are confused as to whether they should move or whether they should lay in bed and do nothing at all. Move. Please move. There's nothing worse than, you know, pandering to an injury and doing nothing, because everything just stiffens up. So you always need to, like, be careful with your body. Don't pressurize it. Let it open its own time. Gentle stuff, gentle stretching. Just move something. Hi, Janet. Hi, Susie. Who else just popped on there and I missed somebody? Valerie. Hi, Valerie. Una's on. Good morning, darling. Arlene. Oh my God, Arlene, you got Adrian to dye your hair. Like a toddler dye my hair. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, hi Caroline, lovely for you all to join me today. So we're going to work with the hips today. We're going to go back to the hips. Yay! So we've got some, starting off on the floor, we've got some warriors. to open the hips. Okay, Rach, need some motivation. Let's get on the mat, on the floor. So we are starting on our knees. Ooh, there we go. And we are going to take knees as wide as the mat, big toes together. This is a lovely stretch for the back. Bum down towards the heels. Stretch those arms in front. So imagine you've got weights in your bum. Let it draw down towards the floor. Stretch those arms forward and relax the chest down to the floor. Just reach out here. So you don't want the elbows in because you're not really stretching your spine here. Really, really reach as far away as you can. Feel that length and opening through the spine. Hello, Mr. And, you're very big. Relax. It's a nice stretch for the lower back. I'm feeling it here with this muscle. Really good way. And we're going to walk the arms, going to stay low, going to walk the arms, the ribs, the chest over onto that left thigh. So we're going to be walking off the mat. Really reach away with that right hand. Really, really creep that right hand forward. Try and get those right fingertips beyond your left fingertips. And feel this lovely stretch all the way from the hip, up the waist, the rib cage, the shoulder. Let that right hip be heavy, so you don't want to lift that right hip. Get that bum cheek down towards the heel. Stretch it through. And come back center onto the mat. And then over to the opposite side. Wow, nice stretch. Reach away with those left fingertips. Keep the bum low. Notice how different it feels on this side. Mine feels very, very different, my right side and my left side. So yours might too. And we're going to come back to center and come up onto the knees. Bring those knees in so they're underneath the hips. And we're going to move with a little cat-cow flow. So we drop the belly. We draw the shoulders back, we lift the bum high, and as we exhale, we pull the belly button up towards the spine, round the spine, chin to chest, tuck the tail under. Inhale, shoulders back, bum is high. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, tuck that tail. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. This is another lovely one for the back. So if you suffer with lower back pain, this is really nice release. Exhale. Inhale. So remember, when you close your body, you're always exhaling. It's really hard to breathe in when your body's closed. And when your body opens, you're inviting in the breath, inviting the oxygen. Exhaling round the spine. And inhaling. Our inhale is always going to be here. This is our posture for our inhale. Exhale, we're going to round the spine, take the bum to the feet. So like a little child's pose. Inhale, we come straight back up. Remember our inhale, always here, shoulders back, bum is high. Exhale, round the spine, bum to feet. Inhaling. Exhaling, round the spine, bum to feet. Inhaling. Our inhale is always here. We are going to start to change our exhale. Inhale, always here. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your bum to the sky, little downward dog. Inhale, knees to the floor. Inhale remains the same, shoulders back, bum high. Bum to feet, little child's pose, round the spine, bum to feet. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, bottom to sky, downward dog. Just getting this little cat-cow, child dog flow. Knees down, chest open. I'll just let the spine open its own time. Nice stretchings, no force. Inhale, this is the last one. Exhale, downward dog. Hold it here for a few breaths. So start with your fingertips into the floor, heels of the hands into the floor, and press down into the floor and draw that energy up from the floor, the forearms, the shoulders away from the ears. So slide those shoulder blades down. And then remember to engage your upper abdominals. So draw the lower rib cage in. You don't want the rib cage sagging down towards the mat. Use your abs. Lift your hips. And then try and lower those heels towards the floor. Few breaths. Look towards the front of your mat, and we're going to walk up to the top of the mat. So try and keep the hands on the floor. You may need to come onto your fingertips. Knees might need to stay bent. Remember, listen to your body. Let's hold it there for a moment. Chest over thighs. Relax the neck, relax the head. Few breaths. Push into those feet. Hands on the hips. Lift the head and chest. Pull in your belly. Pelvic floor and belly active. Protect the back. Inhale all the way up to standing. We made it onto our feet. Well done. Achieved. Let's take a couple of sun salutations. Hands together at the heart. Exhale. Inhaling, soften those knees. Lift the arms. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to floor. Right leg depth to the back of your mat. Knee is down. Spine is long. Feel this nice opening in the front of the hip, the quads. So we've got a little change to our sun sals. This is a little modified sun salutation just to work a bit. So we're not doing a cobra in this variation. But just let's be here. Feel that little opening in the hip. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. Step that left foot back to the right. Into plank. Engage the belly. Stabilize the shoulders. Drop the knees as wide as your mat. Going back to that very first posture we did. Big toes together. Bum to hips. Bum to heels. Oh, I'm on a stone. Excuse me. Oh no, it's just the floor's really uneven there. Okay. And come back onto the hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Downward dog. Right foot step into the top of your mat, left knee to the floor. Remember, it doesn't matter if you can't get that big step through first time. If you get stuck, bring that left knee down and help it. Always bring the feet back to the hands. Don't be tempted to bring the hands back to the feet because you'll end up losing your mat. Morning, Frida. Let those hips drop down, lengthen the spine. Few breaths. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Going to bring that left foot to the right and fold forward, chest to thighs. Exhale. Your knees are bent, doesn't matter. My knees are bent because my hamstrings are tight, and it's more important to get the length of the spine than to try and straighten these legs. I'm still getting a great stretch in the hamstrings, but the spine and the back muscles also being stretched. Pelvic floor lift, belly in. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale, hands down. A little bit faster now, yeah? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg stepping back. Knee to the floor. Spine is long. Right leg stepping back to plank. Belly is in, don't sag. Knees open wide. Big toes together, bum to feet. Exhale. Inhale, back onto the hands and knees. Downward dog. Exhale, lift those hips. Keep the belly engaged, don't let it drop towards the floor. Left leg stepping to the top of your mat. Right knee down. Lift and lengthen. I just love this position. It just feels so in the hips and creating that length in the spine. Anybody else like this one? You're like, no. Okay, tuck the toes, lift the knee, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Remember, strong belly as you lift it up, protect your back. Exhale, hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. I'm going to go from the opposite side now. Exhale, fold forward. Right leg step back, knee is down, spine is long. Left leg step back into plank. Knees drop wide, bum to heels. Back onto the hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Right foot step forward. Left foot, heel to the floor. So little step in, place that heel down on the floor, prepare your legs, warrior legs. Plant your feet, engage with the floor, pull up through the pelvic floor, the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms, warrior one. So I need to take my feet a little bit wider. So we don't want to dump down into the back here. Rib cage is in, so using your upper arm. Hips lifting, hip bones, upper back bend, shoulders down away from the ears. And watch this front knee, we know it wants to roll in, so keep that front knee travelling over the middle toes. Use these external rotating muscles. We're going to open up to warrior two. So your legs stay exactly where they are. You move from the waist to face the long edge of your mat. Left arm behind, right arm in front, shoulder height. And again, rib cage in. Shoulders down. Right knee is open. So as you've turned your body, your knee is probably dropped in. So let's take it open. A few breaths. Your gaze towards those right fingertips. So when we take the gaze to the fingertips, we're not taking a movement of the head, which is what I often see. Let the eyes move first. Little cheeky look out the corner of the eye. And then just a slight move of the chin. Inhale, straighten that leg and turn all 10 toes out to the corners of your mat. So feet are open. Reach to the sky. Zip up. Exhale, bend those knees, drop those hips. Kali, goddess, warrior squats. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open those knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Let's hold it here. So you can take the hands, keep them here. You can take them onto the hips. Little notice where the knees have gone. Now I've just looked down, my knees have dropped in over my big toes. So I'm going to try and open my knees up. Feel the stretch, the inside of the thigh. Squeeze your bum, lift the pelvic floor. And move it up. Turn all 10 toes to the long edge of the mat. So your outside of your feet are parallel to the edges of your mat. Hands on the hips. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway. Nice flat back. This might be where you're going to stay today. Okay. Or next exhale, we come all the way down. Fold to the floor. Belly, rib cage, chest. Hands to the floor. So your hands are shoulder distance apart. Your elbows squeezing towards each other. Don't let them flop out to the side. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend your elbows between your legs. Push the palms into the floor. Relax and held upside down. Next inhale, lift the head. Lift the chest. Hands to the hips. All the way up. Turn that right foot back to the top of the mat. Windmill those arms down to the floor. Step back into your plank. Here we are. Drop the knees wide. Big toes together. Bum to heels. Inhale, come onto the hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Left foot stepping forward. Right heel to the floor. Bend that left knee. Pull in the belly. All the way up to your warrior one. Virabhadrasana A. So you want your legs wide enough, far enough apart, so you can sit deep without this knee traveling over your over your toes. So knee in line with the ankle. Sit nice and deep. Lift those hips. Pull up out of the lower back. Don't jump into the lower back. Keep it long. Rib cage lifting up away from the waist. Imagine someone's got your ribs. Lift, lift, lift. Shoulders down away from the ears. Carry your sword high. Breathe in and out through the nose. Exhale, maybe you can sit a little deeper. Next, inhale, warrior two. Arms come shoulder height. We turn the body to the right. The only thing that moves, waist, ribs, chest, shoulders. Our feet staying the same. Left knee, just check it's not rolled in. Open that knee out to the side. Reach your way through those fingertips. Pelvic floor, active. Belly in. Few breaths. And next inhale, straighten that knee. Turn all 10 toes out to the corners of your mat. Lift those arms up. Yeah, we're going to do it again. Squat. So your bum is dropping down between your heels. We're not pushing the bum out here. This is not the squat we want. We're dropping straight down to the center. Tailbone dropping towards the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the center. Don't push your bum out. Rib cage in. Knees open. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop down. Use that bum as you come up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Make your glutes work. Exhaling. Take those hands down if you want. Let's hang out here for a little bit. Hey, Claire's just come on. She's working hard in the garden. Zip up. A few breaths. See how far we can get those knees open. Say hello to your thighs. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the burn? It's a good burn, yeah? Squeeze the bum. All the way up. Turn all 10 toes forward. Hands on the hips. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward halfway. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, all the way down. Hands to the floor. Elbows squeezing in. Lengthen the spine, lift the hips. Bend those elbows back between the mat. If you've got the top of your head on the floor, you might want to lift your feet to the sky and come up into a headstand. Just saying you might do. Probably don't. I wouldn't advise it if you've never done it before. Next, inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands back to the hips. Inhale, all the way up. Turn those left toes out to the top of your mat. Windmill those arms down to the floor. Step back into your plank. Knees drop wide. Bump to heels. Few breaths. And coming back up, hands and knees, tuck the toes, lift the bum, downward dog. Okay, you've got a little down dog hip opener. So your right leg, we're going to lift it up to the sky. I'm going to move forward a bit in case I go off camera. Right leg is up. Going to bend that knee up towards the sky, high as you can. Keep the weight even in both hands, and then reach that foot over to your left. Open up through the front of that right hip. Belly stays active. You're going to start to make big circles with this knee, so take it down and around and up. Big. Yeah, this is the dog peeing up against the lamppost pose. And the opposite way. Big circles. And bring it back to center. Drop the knees wide. Bum to heels. Come back onto the hands and knees. Adjust your clothes. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward dog. Left leg, we're going to lift it up. Now weight stays on both hands. Bend that left knee. Lift it out to the side and up to the sky. Then reach that left foot as far as you can to the right. This is when you're going to feel your weight transferring into your right hand. So try and keep weight into that left hand as well. Press down into the floor. And then big circles with that knee. One way. And the other way. Bring it back to center. Take the feet to the floor and step the feet as wide as the mat. And start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Turn those toes out slightly, heels in. And drop the bum down towards the heels. Malasana pose. Okay, you're going to do this a little bit different. So, those of you that normally come down into Baddha Konasana, don't go there yet. If your heels are off the floor, that's okay. What we're going to do here, instead of your bum being down towards your heels, bring your hands together and then lift your bum so it's level with the heel, at the level with the knees. I'm going to stay here. Elbows on the inside of the thighs. Few breaths. It's called Dhrutakasana. Squeeze. Feel the thighs, pelvic floor, belly. Okay, then down into Malasana, drop the hips. Okay, those of you whose knees don't like this position, please do come down into your Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Okay, otherwise, we're going to be here. If you're here and your heels don't touch the floor, you can roll up your mat, make a little ledge, or take a little blanket or a block under the heels, support the heels there. So there's always a way and there's always an alternative. Few breaths. And then we're all going to come into Baddha Konasana, or cobbler's pose, it's often known as. Baddha Konasana translates as bound angle, but the West like to call this cobbler's pose. Take the hands to the floor, bum to the floor, soles of the feet together. Now I'm going to take this to sit on because this floor slopes backwards, so I'm actually kind of falling back here. So I'm going to take this just to lift my bum a little bit and try and level up a bit more. That's better. Okay. And remember, if you are tight in the lower back and the hip flexors, please also use a blanket or a block to sit up on. Support your lower back. It's going to give you more freedom in the hips. You're going to turn the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So, thumbs on the inside of the feet. And turn those soles of the feet. So you're opening up your feet like a book. Shoulder blades down. Spine is long. This is the motion we want to feel. So imagine your spine is pushing towards your sternum, so the back of your body pushing towards the blades down, elbows tucked into the sides. This is the action we want to keep as we start to fold forward. So imagine you're trying to push your belly, your rib cage, your chest to the floor, not your head. The last thing that would touch the floor would be your chin. First thing to touch the floor would be your belly. And I don't want any funny comments about big bellies being easily dropped down to the floor, okay? So that doesn't mean to say that you release your belly, okay? Pelvic floor is lifted, abdomen is engaged. Remember, when we engage the front of the body, it enables the back of the body to lengthen. So we fold, we fold, we fold. We might be here. This might be as much as you're going to go. You might be able to get all the way down to the floor. We've got some really giant ants here, like really big ones. The big ones are okay. The little tiny ones are the biters. The big ones are, they're like big army ants. Inhale, lift up. Bring those knees together. Oh. And open those legs. A bit wide if you're wide leg, forward fold. So remember, your wide legs might be much narrower than mine. You actually might be able to get all the way out. Toes are up, knees are up. So don't let these thighs rotate in. Let them move out. Hands come to the floor, lengthen the spine. This might be where you're going to stay today. This might be enough for you today. If you feel you can go any deeper, you start to fold. Remember, you're folding from the hip crease, so don't lose your belly button. Don't start to fold like this. And keep the belly button open. Start to fold from here. Keep the back of the body pushing towards the front of the body. Lift the pelvic floor, engage the belly. Walk those hands further forward. Pause, breathe. Remember, your breath is your friend. It's really going to help you, carry you through your practice. Going to help your postures. Your exhale allows you to come a little bit deeper into your posture. Your inhale reminds you to open and expand. So don't sacrifice your breath for your posture. So if you notice that you're holding on to your breath, if you notice that your breath's going really fast, take a little bit more control. I really was trying to get some breathing pranayama videos up onto my channel, my page, but uploading videos for some reason, it was taking like 24 hours and then crashing. So if anyone knows a great way to upload a video, it went from my phone to my PC really easily, but then trying to upload from the PC to Facebook or YouTube just wasn't happening. I've done it before, so I don't know why it's not doing it now. I really would like to get some breathing videos up there for you. Walk those hands back. Lift the head, lift the chest. Take hold on the inside of the knees. Lean back a little bit. Bring those legs together. It's okay to groan. Oh. Let's come down onto the back. And we're going to stretch out the hips in a different way. So piriformis muscle. Anyone suffers with sciatica, this is one of the postures you need to do. Okay, so lying down on your back, knees are bent, crossing that right leg over the left thigh. Right knee is open. Feel this open in the right hip. Okay, this is where we're going to get our stretch. You're going to lift the left foot off the floor and take hold of the left thigh. So your right hand comes between your right and left leg, takes hold of that thigh, interlock the fingers, hug that thigh in, towards the chest. Now as we start to hug it towards the chest, you're going to start to feel a stretch in this right bum cheek, around this right hip, and maybe up into that thigh. Okay, if it feels good and you feel you can stretch a bit deeper, you might be able to reach all the way around your shin. But please don't do that if your chest and your head start to lift and you're straining your neck. So you want to keep the back of your head and your shoulder blades comfortably on the floor. Okay, if your head starts to lift again, take a cushion or a blanket behind the head and the shoulders. Okay, just on the back of my head feels so much easier here. It's keeping the neck long, no strain in the neck. Chin stays tucked in. Draw that thigh in, feel that nice stretch in the glutes. And from here we're going to take a little stretch into the IT band and take a little lower back twist. So keep the right foot where it is, take that left foot to the floor, stays in place, shoulders stay on the floor, and we're going to let the left knee with the right foot attached to it drop down to the left. So your outside of your left knee is coming down towards the floor, and maybe the sole of your right foot hits the floor. And then this happens, the right knee drops down. We don't want that to happen. So your right knee, we're going to push it open away from the floor. And you might feel a stretch anywhere from your lower back, down your hip, down the outside of your leg towards your knee. Right shoulder stays on the floor. This is how we get the twist in our spine. If this feels really comfortable and you've comfortably got your outside of your left knee and the sole of your right foot on the floor, you might want to take this twist a little bit deeper. So you bring your knee and your foot a little bit higher. Stays on the floor, but you're trying to bring it up towards your left armpit. This is going to take your twist a bit higher up the spine. His knees open as far as we can. Feeling the stretch on the outside of the thigh. And we're going to bring everything center. So again, remember to use your belly to protect your back. So belly is active. Bring that knee back to center. Release the right foot and bring that right knee into the chest. Just give it a little hug. Flex the foot, toes coming towards the shin, and then push the heel up towards the sky, straightening that leg to get a little hamstring stretch. So you might have hold behind the thigh or behind the calf. You might be able to reach the big toe. Little stretch of this hamstring. And bring that knee back into the chest, foot to the floor. We're going to go the opposite side. So your left ankle crosses over your right knee. Let that left knee drop open. And then hug that left knee in. Sorry, hug the right knee in towards the chest. So this is very, very different from me on this side. I already feel like I'm kind of starting to strain in the neck to get hold of this thigh because this left hip is not as open as the right hip. So this left knee is a little bit closer to my shoulder, whereas my right knee was quite far open. So again, notice the differences. Your left side. Hug, hug, hug. Maybe take hold around the shin. Wow, it's a big stretch. Okay, it's probably a bit too much for me today, so I'm going to go back to the thigh. So remember, never force it, just listen to your body. And what you can do one day may not always be what you can do the next day. I'm just always showing alternatives so you can get the most out of your practice. And then we're going to bring that right foot back to the floor. Left foot stays where it is. And we're going to drop the right knee with the left foot attached down to the right. Maybe it doesn't touch the floor, and if it's hovering up here, place a block or a cushion underneath this thigh, okay? Or it might come all the way down to the floor. Left shoulder blade stays on the floor, and then this left knee, don't let it drop down. We try and open, open, open. Few breaths. Again, if it's feeling a little bit more accessible, take this knee with your foot attached a little bit higher towards this right shoulder. Don't compromise your twist, keep the left shoulder blade on the floor. Zip all the way up. Use your belly muscles to bring everything back to center. Release that left foot and hug the knee into the chest. Flex the foot, push through the heel up to the sky, straightening that leg, stretch through the hamstring. And then bring the knee back to the chest and bring the right knee in to join it. Both feet up to the sky. So we want right angle in the joint. So foot to shin, nice right angle. We're aiming to get right angle in the knee joint as well. So we don't want to be this. Soles of the feet towards the sky. We know what's coming. Hands inside, reach up. Soles of the feet and draw those feet down. As if you're trying to get your knees underneath your armpits. Happy baby pose. Rachel, you've probably seen Elijah doing this. Probably seen both your girls doing this back in the day, but you might not remember that far back. Pull the feet down towards. Knees towards the floor. Remember, soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Thighs hugging the sides of the rib cage. Maybe you want to take a little rock side to side. That feels quite nice. Let the back of the hips come into the floor. So you don't want to lift your tailbone. Your spine is against the floor. You're not trying to lift your bum off the floor. You're trying to get your tailbone down. A little rock side to side. And then we're going to push through that right leg. So we're going to start to straighten that right leg out to the side, push through the heel, stretch through the hamstring, and bend back that knee, and then the left side, push through that heel, I've got a little shake and wobble in my legs today. Bend down. It's funny that some days, you know, your body, your practice just seems so accessible, and other days seems a bit more challenging. Release the hands, bring the knees together, hug them in. Take those legs out. Down your mat. Arms either side, palms up to the sky. Shavasana, relaxation. Just take at least 30 seconds, a minute here. Allowing everything to soften, everything to sink into the floor. Let the floor support you. Few breaths. And if you're going to stay in your Shavasana a bit longer, please feel free to stay there. If you're going to move out of your practice now, let's bend those knees, And gently roll over onto the side. And pushing up to a comfortable seated position. Need to be a bit higher, a bit closer. Enjoy that? Hips feel good? Okay. Let's finish with our gratitudes. I'm a little bit wobbly. That's better. So, hands behind back, take hold of one wrist with the opposite hand. Deep breath in, let the head and chest bow down towards the floor. Taking this moment as your moment of gratitude to yourself, to your yoga practice, to someone or something in your life that you feel grateful for today. A few blinks to open the eyes, lift the head, lift the chest, release the hands, palms together. You're welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hope the reception was okay. Hope the signal's okay out here. I know I'm a bit hazy, but that doesn't matter as long as you can see and hear me. That is fabulous. You're welcome, Valerie. You're welcome, Frida. Thank you all so much, and I shall see you tomorrow. Can you believe it's Thursday? I completely lost Tuesday yesterday. Thursday tomorrow. You're welcome, Sue. Namaste. Stay happy, stay healthy. See you tomorrow.